So you know, alkaline water is known by a lot of names. Some call it basic water or ionic water. Some even claim that alkaline water can cure cancer. It can get rid of headache, energize your body, or detoxify the body. But none of this is actually backed up by the science. So the tagline should be alkaline water, a solution to non-existent problem. So you just have to take a look to the water in general. Pure water has pH of 7. It's neutral. But you know, the water we actually drink, the tap water for instance, is a bit of impure and it got minerals and salt that give it a pH range of around 6.5 to 8.5 pH. It's depending on where you live. Alkaline water is just water with pH over 7. You know, the one that you see in the supermarket with pH 8 or even higher. But you know, it's actually depending on where you live. Your alkaline water can easily get it from the tap. Easy peasy. So you know, you have to take a look at your body as well. Just take a look at the pH in your stomach. Because of the really acidic hydrochloric acids in your stomach, the stomach's pH is about 2. And on average, your stomach contains about 100 ml of acid. So just think about that. You know, if you drink this kind of alkaline water, eventually where it will go up? Where will it end up? Yeah, right into your stomach. It's going to mix up with the acid. But if you want to make your body alkaline, so you need to get rid of the acid, right? To balance out the acid in your stomach, you got to drink about 30 liters of alkaline water. 30 liters of alkaline water. And let's assume that if your stomach stops producing acid completely. But in reality, your stomach is always producing acid. So it won't stop produce acid. So if you drink the water that quickly, actually, if you drink it that quick, you probably will end up with water poisoning before the acid is neutralized. So drinking this alkaline water doesn't really change the pH of your body. There's actually no evidence that drinking alkaline water has any extra benefit at all. So what makes water alkaline? Well, alkaline water that you found on the market is basically just a normal water with mineral dissolved in it. It's no better than your tap water. The more mineral it has dissolved in it, the more alkaline it tends to be. For example, you can find alkaline water in nature. Natural alkaline water is like spring water that has passed over all the rocks and that pick up the minerals along it. You know, those things like calcium, magnesium, potassium, and even the sodium bicarbonate. It's also known as the baking soda. Another thing is interesting is actually the seawater is super alkaline, which have pH about 8.4 because the seawater has so many dissolved minerals in it. So you know what? If you're really desperate for an alkaline water, it's actually pretty easy to make at home. You can just grab a cup of water and pour in some baking soda. But don't expect it to be a magical workout on your bodies, alright? Have you heard about this thing called ionic water? Some people even sell the machine that claim to ionize your water or claim that it can change the pH of your water. What they actually do is they use electrolyzers to separate the molecules in the waters and get rid of the acidic parts, leaving behind the alkaline parts. But honestly, this is totally useless. The term of ionic water is a kind of meaningless to begin with. So to actually ionize water, it needs minerals. It can't be pure water. It's not a pure water. You do need to know that pure water doesn't even conduct electricity. It's the impurities and the minerals in the water that actually carry the electric currents, you know. That is why pure water is always neutral. The pure water can't be ionized because you can't pass the electricity through it. Pure water can never be alkalized or acidic, no matter how hard you try. It won't change. So those machines that claim do the wonders, sorry, they don't work. They just won't work. Here's the reality. Most of the drinking water we have doesn't contain enough minerals or impurities to undergo the significant electrolysis. So you would be spending a lot of your money for not much benefit, really. You know what's already natural and what is good enough? It's the water itself. The water itself. It's perfectly balanced as it is. So here's the thing. Water got this one acidic hydrogen ion and one basic hydroxide ion, right? And guess what? It's got a pH of 7, totally neutral. And you know what's even more interesting about it? It's about 60% of our body is water. Crazy, right? I mean, water is like the key to maintaining a balance of fluid in your bodies. And it also helps support all of your organs' functions. Plus, there's one bonus point for the water. Water has 0 calories. Zero calories. So if you are looking to lose weight, an easy way to do that, an easy way to cut out calories, is to stop drinking anything else other than water. Oh, by the way, the pH of water has nothing to do with your health. You can drink like slightly acidic water, that's okay. You can drink slightly alkaline water and that's okay too. It's not going to make a significant difference at all. Now the ionized alkaline waters is so popular that, you know, different people have come out. They have said things against it. So no need to waste your hard-earned money on those fancy alkaline water machines, okay? The McGill Office for Science and Society even call them all sorts of crazy names, like absurd, ridiculous, ludicrous, and more and more. I mean, they know what they are talking about, right? So just stick with a good normal water, shall we? Yes, just normal water. You know what interesting? There's another weird water called antioxidant water, or they call it redox water. Supposedly it contains these special redox signaling molecules that are supposed to do wonders for your immune system, your cellular communication. Probably they support athletes. Maybe they also say that they protect against free radicals damage, and etc., etc., etc. But here's the catch. There's actually no solid proof behind any of this claim. Let me break it down for you. The term redox refers to a chemical reaction involving oxidation and reductions. All atoms have electrons, you see? Oxidation happens when a molecules have lost an electron, while reductions occurs when a molecules had gained an electron. So reduction and oxidation, they always come together, all right? You can't just lose an electron and make it disappear into nothing. And you certainly you can't gain an electron if the electrons never exist at the first place. Trust me, you can't magically create an electron out of nothing. It just doesn't work like this, right? So if one molecule lose one, another will gain one. When one gain one, something else will lose one. Alright? So they have to go together. Go together. Detox water claim that only reductions occurs. This doesn't happen. Okay? It just doesn't happen. And you have to think that, and you also have to think that redox molecules are nothing special, not special. They are everywhere. There is no single redox molecules. There are multiple ones. For example, nitric oxide, hydrogen sulfide, carbon monoxide. These are all classified as redox signaling molecules. But here's the thing. They are not really that special, and honestly, they are not even healthy for you. So all in all, this redox waters, or antioxidant water as some call it, isn't very special at all. If you take a closer look at the ingredient itself, the ingredient list, it is usually nothing more than just a water and the mineral. So basically, it's just a mineral water. Mineral water. So here's the thing about water. There are all sorts of water out there, like bioavailable water and small or big molecule water. But let me tell you a little secret here. Electrolysis can't change the structures of water to make it become more bioavailable. Water is water, plain and simple. It's good old H2O. If you change the H, if you change the O, it's no longer water anymore. Hydrogen and oxygen atoms have their own size, you see? You start changing that, like you start removing protons or neutrons, and then it's no longer hydrogen. It's no longer oxygen. Water molecules have a certain size, and nothing is going to change that. Now let's talk about what that really means about bioavailable. Okay? Water is already readily absorbed by your bodies. Don't really need to help make anything to help absorbing water. In fact, your body is really good at absorbing water at its own. So in reality, you don't need to make water more bioavailable. And the real solution here is drink more water. Simple as that, just drink more water. Oh, yes, about the pH thing, about this pH thing. Your body actually prefers a pH that is close to neutral, not something that is more alkaline. You really don't want to mess with your body pH balance. Right? Take your stomach acid, for example. It has a low pH for a reason. It helps to digest your food, it breaks down protein, absorb important nutrients like vitamin B12, and it even signals other parts of your digestive system to get to work. Like it releases digestive juice and enzyme. It contracts your muscles to move that food along. And you know what else? That stomach acid is actually protect you from infection, from those biggest bacteria and fungus that might hide in your food. Let's be real here. Okay? The food we eat isn't exactly sterilized, right? It will have bacteria in it. It will have microscopic bits of fungus. That's totally normal. That is okay because your body has the stomach acid, which will deal with it. The acids will kill it. So if you start lowering your acid levels, you are messing with all of that. And you are messing with all of the mechanism too. You will end up blocking your body's abilities to absorb those important nutrients like the ions, the vitamin B12, magnesium, and calcium. you are kind of weakening your defense against those nasty microorganisms in the things you eat. It's not a good news for long-term aesthetics user. They actually have a higher risk of stomach cancers or other types of cancers. For example, researchers have looked at PPI, which is a type of aesthetics, and they found that people who are on the long term can nearly double the risk of developing stomach cancers. And the more you use, and the longer you use, the greater the risk. So adding to these minerals like calcium, potassium, magnesium to the water to achieve alkaline water can be harmful to people with kidneys problem as well, you know. If their kidneys aren't working properly, they might have troubles dealing with a sudden rush of this substance. And don't even get me started on the oxygenated water. That's basically a fancy term used for a marketing gimmick that really means nothing. It means nothing. Unless you are a fish, you grow the grill recently. Otherwise, it's just an expensive burp. Alright? Humans mainly get their oxygen by breathing in the air, not through the digestive system. Okay? Fish, on the other hand, they have gills. The gills can extract oxygen from water, which we don't have. There are zero evidence show that it can increase oxygen in the blood, or it has any effect at all things like your athlete's performance. There's so many problems here with oxygenated water. So let's talk through it. First off, oxygen doesn't like to dissolve in water. Air in the air has around 21% of oxygen, while normal water only has about 1% oxygen. Sure, if you try really hard, let's say you desperately want to keep your fish alive in the aquarium, you might squish a bit more, but you will never catch up with the air levels. The solubilities of oxygen in waters depend on something called Henry's law. It is directly linked to the oxygen partial pressures at the air-liquid interface. This means that you put oxygen into sealed container like a bottle or a can. You can pump the oxygen and keep the oxygen higher in the water. But as soon as you open it, the pressure inside the container is equal to the atmosphere's pressure, which means that any oxygen that has been forced into the water will freeze out because it will form equilibrium. So any oxygen then will freeze out just like soda. So it will rapidly fall back to the normal. It becomes the normal water, normal oxygen in the water. Now the other obvious problem here is that your stomach is meant for food, not oxygen. Your lungs are for oxygen. So what are you? A fish? You don't really absorb oxygen from water you drink. That's what we said before. Alright? Let's be super generous and consider the best possible scenario here. Okay? Let's say you manage to drink down your water super fast before the oxygen has a chance to vanish into the air. And let's assume that somehow your blood circulation is able to absorb this oxygen from the water that's sitting inside your stomach. But here's the thing, even it did, and that is a big if, okay? The truth is that your body system isn't meant for gas exchange like your lungs do. So any effect on oxygen level would be pretty insignificant. It would be pretty small, pretty insignificant. So if you really want more oxygen in your body, you don't need to drink oxygenated water. All you got to do is take a deep breath and you are good. There are so many types, different types of special water out there, like alkaline water, oxygenated water, ionized water, and the list goes on and on and on. But let me tell you, the Philippine FDA actually issues a warning about these waters. They advise the consumers not to fall into the trick of these shady vendors. Turn out drinking these waters won't change your body, won't change your blood pH levels, or give you any major health benefits. The American Council on Exercise even found no benefit to raising heart rates, blood pressures, or blood lactate levels. So you know, all of this water out there, like nano water, life water, raw water, hydrogen water, energized water, charcoal water, magnetic waters, you name it. There's just no solid scientific evidence backing up their supposed health benefit. At the end of the day, they are just a fancy way of staying hydrated. But let me be real with you here. I have actually come across one type of water I have seen that is a true full health claim. And that is diet water. Yes, diet water. Yes, it's true. Water has 0 calories, making it a super healthy drink if we are trying to lose weight. So remember, when it comes to all of this water, you know, what's important is that water is safe. It's safe for you to drink. If it's safe for you to drink, then it's good for you. And that's all I'm concerned about when it comes to waters. Okay? That's all for today. I'm Kim Lo. Subscribe my channels and hit on the bell. Share this to your friends and families. Share this knowledge to people you know, because knowledge is power. See you next time.